on the call for a while, so it's so great to see so many familiar faces and so many familiar names. So welcome to the Ancient Secrets Community Call. We are a community that gathers to share love and healing of the secrets contained in this amazing book, Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. It was written by Dr. Clint G. Rogers, and it talks about his story and path of 10 years with his master, Dr. Naram. And so we gather here today, as I said, to share love and healing and a lot of the secrets contained in the book. So welcome. I especially would like to welcome anybody who is new and is here for the first time. If anyone is new and would like to introduce themselves, that would be amazing. You can go ahead and unmute and say hello, or if you prefer to type in the chat and just let us know if it's your first time, that would be great as well. Let's see. Okay, and so this morning before coming on the call, I was asked to host the call by Dr. Clint, and I'm so excited to do it. And before coming on the call, I decided to dance because dancing brings me a lot of joy and it releases a lot of energy and just changes my flow and my attitude. And so today, as we begin this call, I would love to hear from some of you, what do you do that brings you joy? And it could be something you do on a daily basis, but something that you do on your own time that brings you joy, that brings you happiness, that gets you in a great mood. Let's see. How about Mariana?
Hello. I was not planning on saying anything. What brings me joy? Lots of things bring me joy. Actually, I do dances of universal peace, and they bring me extraordinary joy.
Wow.
And I get to play my viola in the circle in the center, which makes me very happy. Being with my animals makes me happy. Working in the garden makes me happy. Walking on the land makes me happy.
Amazing.
Meditating daily for 50 years now.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's so beautiful. I love that. And let's hear.
I didn't realize my video wasn't on. Yeah.
It's nice to see you again.
You too.
Thank you. How about Bridget?
What brings me peace every day is that I am lucky enough to get up into a nice warm house every morning, to pad over to my journal, to take notes, to sit quietly, and then meditate later on in the morning. I do look forward to my meditation practice every day. I look forward to my marmas every day. They're indispensable. So marmas and meditation.
Oh, I love that. Marmas and meditation. That sounds so great. What about Lynn? Can you share with us what you do that brings you joy?
Absolutely. So I love to dance. I love to meditate. And yesterday I went and did something that brought me great joy. It was rode my motorcycle.
Wow. That's amazing. Oh my goodness. Thank you. And let's see, one more person. Anyone would like to volunteer? Share what brings you joy? Heidi.
So dancing has been new for me. I used to do more like rigid workouts, but now just moving my body in a way that feels really good. And also spending a lot of time creating flower art, just working with plants and flowers, especially now that it snowed here. It just feels like I've brought the season of summer to this season of fall and winter. So it's really beautiful.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Thank you. And Shifra? Shifra, you have your hand up?
Yeah, I'm trying to unmute. What brings me joy? Well, connecting with, you know, in the midst of the tragedy of this war, you know, meeting women who are supposedly, and men who are on the other side, you know, Palestinians, Muslims, I'm Jewish, and hugging them, and, you know, and writing poetry. And also what brings me joy is they're going to renew my lease on my apartment.
Wow.
That's another thing that brings me
Congratulations.
joy. Thank you. Thank you. So, you know, standing up for love and peace. Thank you. That brings me joy. And children.
Yes.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful. Oh my
Monica,
goodness.
Monica, we have some people writing in the chat.
Oh, yes.
We've
Wow.
got Dr. Ann loves to ride her horse. It brings her joy. We've got Clarice loves to swim in the ocean. I think you can relate to something like that.
I love
You
that.
want to
Yeah.
share that story?
Yes. One of the things that brings me joy, actually, let me backtrack. The other day I was talking with Jana and she asked me, how is it that you wake up every day with so much joy? And for me, it's really been a journey of self-love and consciously making a choice of being in joy on a daily basis. And so that involved changing a lot of my habits. And one of the things that I started doing was going to the beach on a daily basis to watch the sunrise. And it's so beautiful. I live about 20 minutes away, and there's no reason why I can't make an effort to go every day to experience something that brings me so much happiness and joy and allows me to start my day in such an amazing note. So that's why I can relate to Clarice, because I do spend a lot of time in the ocean watching the sunrise, and just even the touch of the water in the morning, I feel it just takes away any negativity, any energies that don't serve me, and it cleanses my slate for the day to begin. So that's my story on the ocean.
Oh, awesome. I was just listening to a podcast this morning and they were talking about the health benefits of going out and being in the sunshine early in the morning for 20 minutes, and that it actually does raise your serotonin levels. So I love that. So great.
Yeah. And I see Carol, you have your hands up.
Yeah, I was just going to remind about the marma for joy. I call it the castanets. And you press your thumb and your index finger together 6 times. And you can also do it joy, 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 joy. And then the Dr. Naram clap for joy. And that is palms together clapping. That's it.
I love it. Thank you so much. I love that. So speaking of joy, I have my cousin here. Some of you may have already met him. His name is Andres. Andres came with us to one of our Nepal trips, and we had an amazing experience there. And he is also involved in the audiobook in Spanish. He's actually the one doing Dr. Clint's voice and narrating the book. And so today he's here with us, and he's going to drop us from our head to our hearts, and he's going to share a song with us that actually I translated it because it is in Spanish, and I posted it on the chat, but I'm going to read it first. It is called Beautiful Thinking. I let go of my thoughts and I don't judge myself. I am what I am. I am what I am being at this moment. What a great blessing. So simple, like being in the ideal moment that is always here and now. As simple as acting. Life is today and never again. And in the present, I am eternal. We are channels of beauty, the manifest life of the creative mystery. So with that, I will put it on the chat for those that would like to read it again, and I will let Andres take us through this beautiful song.
Hello everyone, Nice to meet you again. Sorry, but my English is not the best, but I like to try and improve and speaking English because this is one of my goals for the next year that can have fluid conversation in this language. This song is from an author, a singer that lives here in Medellin. He's medicine music. He shares a lot of music in different spaces like ceremonies with ayahuasca and this kind of medicines from Mother Nature. I connect a lot with this song and I hope you too. Suelto mi pensamiento y no me juzgo, soy lo que soy, soy lo que estoy siendo en este momento. Qué gran acierto, suelto mi pensamiento y no me juzgo, soy lo que soy, soy lo que estoy siendo en este momento. Qué gran acierto. Tan simple y tan sencillo como estar en el momento ideal, que siempre estoy aquí ahora. Tan simple y tan sencillo como actuar, la vida es hoy y nunca más, y en el presente soy eterno. Ajá. Ajá. Somos canales de belleza, la vida manifiesta del misterio creador. Somos canales de belleza, la vida manifiesta del misterio creador. Tan simple y tan sencillo como estar en el momento ideal, que siempre estoy aquí ahora. Tan simple y tan sencillo como actuar, la vida es hoy y nunca más, y en el presente soy eterno.
Oh my gosh, that was so beautiful. I found myself so emotional, especially because it's my cousin and it's like so beautiful to have him here sharing with me. Does anyone have anything they would like to share that came up during the song for yourself?
I just loved it. I loved hearing your voice and I loved hearing your passion, and I could feel it even though I didn't understand the words. I wrote, Monica had read the words beforehand and it was absolutely beautiful. Thank you.
It was amazing. There's some comments on the chat. Esther says, Andres, beautiful, gorgeous, joyous music. I loved every bit of it. Bridget says, can we have another song? Beautiful, gracias. Katie says, thank you, Andres, so beautiful. Desiree Taylor says, I feel the healing. Wow, that's beautiful. Susan says, so gentle and loving. Thank you. Bel, Andres is from Colombia. Our family is from Medellin. Yes. Andrea for Humanity says, rock on, Andres. That's beautiful. That was amazing. And as I mentioned, Andres has been helping for the past year with the audiobook in Spanish. And since I have him on the call, I would like to get a little bit of his perspective and experience. But I just wanted to mention, I have the Spanish book here, Secretos Ancestrales de un Maestro Sanador. And I just wanted to mention that Spanish is the fourth most spoken language in the world. About 560 million people speak Spanish. And so pretty soon then in the next couple of weeks, they'll also be able to listen to the book because it's almost done. And we're so excited to be able to celebrate that. So Andres, can you tell us about your experience with the audiobook? I know you read the book a few times before, but what has your experience been with recording the book and going through it in such detail numerous times? Have you experienced anything new, anything different, any miracles? Tell us about your story.
It was so amazing to put my voice in Clint's experience. I think got me a different perspective of the profound of wisdom that are in the book, because I admire and appreciate what Clint did. He passed for be a skeptical person to now to be a full Siravedas practitioner and ambassador. It's a radical point of view the life, and it's a huge a scenario to share with people, with humanity, and I appreciate a lot his courage, his brave. I appreciate also it's like a personal reflections, thoughts around, because when we are reading the book, we hope that Dr. Narams lives more than what he lives. I understand, because we hope that how his guru, his master, that lived more than 100 years, he also did it. And life is a surprise. We cannot know what kind of day we will have and for how much time we will stay here in this plane, in this world. Then I think the most powerful lesson is to live in connection, no matter how many days we stay here, in connection with life, in connection with that we call God or spirit or the energy creator of this, and to have the courage to investigate ourselves, to change our limits, points of view, or restrictions or fears in different aspects. And also I connect with that idea of the most people on earth do not know what they want, and only a few percentage of population achieve what they want and enjoy it. And for me it was so special because I think I'm not right now in my life living the life that I really want to live. And this message pushed me to have the courage to accept what my passions are, what my joy tells me about how the life that I want to live.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, I was looking through the book because I was thinking of joy and feeling joy, and I came across one of the quotes of Dr. Naram that says, focus on what you do want, not what you don't want. And how long did I even go through my life focusing on what things that I did not want, but I thought I had to do? And so I think that's beautiful that now through this experience of doing the audiobook, it has brought you back to connect with yourself and with your soul and what your soul's calling is. So that's amazing. Did you experience any other miracles, or did you discover anything new when you were doing the audiobook that you had not caught before when you read the book? I'm always curious about that.
I think step by step, I am more conscious about my habits and in food, nutrition, and how is my internal conversations, my internal thoughts, my silence judging others. I think the book has a lot of wisdom. A lot is. It looks like it's an Ayurvedic or wellness book, but it's more than that. It's so profound, and it invites us to connect with our spiritual connection or spiritual life, and for me was so special.
So beautiful, so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Does anyone have any words for Andres, or have anything that you resonated with as far as what he shared?
I think it's amazing that he is such a key instrument in helping this spread, because this book is miraculous. There's so many miracles that exist inside this book. Even when I go back and reread it, the principles are hidden inside of the chapters, inside of the words. And Andreas, you're really, this is so great that you're supporting. You're really going to be affecting so many people by translating this, by doing the audiobook. It's absolutely incredible. So thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Andres. It's so beautiful too that that you're a part of this, because I've been a part of Ancient Secrets ever since before the book was published. And so it's just beautiful to also have your support and have your voice be sharing Clint's experience and Dr. Naram's teaching. So thank you so much for doing that. And I can't wait for the book to be finally done. We're in the final stages, and I'm actually going to be listening to it in order to give it the final review. So I'm excited. I'm really excited to do that. Thank you, Andres.
Con gusto.
So another thing I wanted to talk about, I had a conversation with Dr. Clint last week, and I was telling him about a retreat experience that I went on. I did a women's retreat for 10 days in Texas, and it was so beautiful because something clicked for me during that retreat. And I realized that for many years, I have been reading a lot of spiritual material. I have been involved in a lot of different practices. And I found out that I had all this knowledge, like accumulated knowledge of things that I thought that I knew. And somehow in this retreat, it clicked for me that all these things were not to be known, but were to be felt. And other than thinking about being spiritual or thinking about consciousness or thinking about these things, it's more the knowing. And that comes really from being in my heart. So a lot less thinking and a lot more feeling. And these feelings came to me, and there were so many different experiences and magical moments during that retreat. But one of the ones that I would choose to share, and I got this nudge to share this story here today, was during the retreat, there was a man who was taking care of the grounds at the farm that we were staying. And this man, his name is Jose, is from Honduras. And he left his family 6 years ago to come to this country for a better life. And he hadn't seen his daughter in 6 years. His daughter, in the meantime, in Honduras, had a daughter. And so he was a grandfather and hadn't met his grandchild yet. And while I was there at the retreat, the week before, his daughter with her daughter, so his daughter and granddaughter, decided that they were coming to the United States and they were going to go through a coyote to come into the country, which is a super terrifying thing to do for a young girl who's in her 20s, early 20s, and her daughter who was 3 years old. And so they took that trip. They came into the country through a coyote. She was held with her daughter for a week by immigration. And they don't speak English, totally new country. So I can just imagine how terrifying that must have been for them. And finally, they made it to the farm where I was staying for this retreat. And during that week that I was staying there, it was perfectly meant to be that the little girl's birthday was during that week, and she was turning 4 years old. And so as a group, it was a group of 12 women, we decided that we were going to have a birthday celebration for this little girl. And we baked her a cake and we sang happy birthday, and we gave her, she really wanted, in Honduras before she came, she wanted to have a bike for her birthday. And so we gifted her a bike. And I remember I was watching all of this taking place, and I was looking at the little girl in her princess outfit, not knowing what anyone was saying because she didn't speak English, but she was so excited and so happy to receive this bike that she really was looking forward to. And I was watching her as she was trying to get on the bike with her training wheels. And I was watching her mother, who is about 24 years old, super young. And I was watching them. And in that moment, I saw myself, because when I had my son, I was also in my 20s, and I was also around that age. So I was around 24 and my son was around 4. And so I saw that reflection of like, it reminded me of, wow, I'm looking at myself, you know, a single mom in this country, really by herself, trying to take care of this child and give them a great life. And so that was super emotional for me, just watching that and the resemblance with my own life. And then something really magical happened for me. I was watching the little girl trying to ride this bike. And it makes me really emotional to talk about this. As she's trying to ride the bike, she's having a hard time, and her mom is trying to help her. And I'm just watching, and all of a sudden I saw this little girl, and instead of the little girl, I saw myself. I saw my 4-year-old self in this little girl trying to ride this bike that seemed so difficult, so challenging for her in that moment. And then I saw her mom, and what I saw was my divine mother watching over me, helping me ride that bike, which for me, it's like my life. And I realized in that moment that I'm always being watched over. I'm always being taken care of in every moment, even if the ride seems difficult, even if it seems that I can't do it. I can't get the pedals to move. I can't move forward. How do I do this? I'm always being watched over and taken care of. And then what happened was, when I'm going through all of this and I'm very emotional in that moment, when I'm watching this happen, the mother said, "My daughter is my greatest treasure." And at that moment, I completely broke down, because for me, it was a direct message from Spirit saying, "You are my greatest treasure. You are my greatest treasure." And to me, I've walked out of that retreat repeating to myself, I am Divine Mother's treasure all the time. And I have remembered that I am divine. I am the divine daughter of God. And in me lies all the joy, all the love, all the peace, all the bliss that I am, and that life itself creates through me and for me, whatever it is that I am holding and giving space to. And it's been such a magical experience because, as I said, things clicked for me in a way where now I feel it. And that means that when life is happening, when it seems to be happening to me, when it actually is happening for me, it's so beautiful. And I acknowledge that if it's something that is not a great experience in the moment, something that feels heavy or that feels intense or dark, it's a creation of mine as well, that maybe came from an unconscious place. Maybe it comes from a part in my subconscious that is still there, where there's maybe some darkness or some heaviness, and it's reflecting back to me. And now I have this opportunity of choosing to look at it with love, choosing to look at it with forgiveness, and recreating from a place of joy, from a place of peace, from a place of remembering who I truly am, recreating and changing those thoughts that focus, like focusing on what I want. And what I really want is love, is peace, is a new earth filled with so much happiness. And I've completely shifted my life, where every interaction, every moment I have experienced ever since that retreat has become that, a shifting of my mind into what I really choose. What do I really choose, and who am I really here? You know, what am I doing in this planet, and what did I come here to do and to be? More than doing, it's more the being. I was having a meditation the other day, and I started asking a question: what do I have to do? ... because I didn't get to finish it, because the answer came right away. It's not doing, it's being. So who did I come here to be? Who am I? And just remembering I am held by my divine mother all the time, in every moment, no matter how dark it seems, it's still coming from the divine. And so I wanted to share this because it brings me back to that original question in the beginning, what brings me joy? Or how Jana asked me, how do you wake up every day in so much joy? And it's really a choice. It's a choice that I consciously make every single moment. Choosing to be loved, to look at things with love, with forgiveness, choosing the divine, and knowing that no matter how dark it seems out there, or what the outer world seems like, my essence itself remains intact. My essence itself remains at peace. And I chose to share that because I also wanted to hear from all of you through these dark times that we're experiencing. There's a lot of choices that can be made. One big thing for me is, a long time ago, I decided to stop watching television. And I have a choice today. Do I watch and continue to watch the news and the media that is bringing me all this fear and violence and sadness? And do I choose to focus my attention on that? Is that what I want? Or do I choose to raise my vibration and focus my attention on what I really want to see in the world? Because it all starts with me. If I am not feeling love, if I'm not feeling peace, if I am not feeling joy, I can't give that to anyone else. And so it starts with me. Peace starts with me. Joy starts with me. Love starts with me. And from there, I can share it with the world. I can send my peace and my love and my joy to what's happening in the Middle East. I mean, that's it, but it starts with me. So I have a lot of different practices that keep me in the state of joy and state of being. And I would love to hear what your practices are, just to even get more ideas. But as some of the people mentioned in the beginning of the call, I also meditate a lot, and I take meditation breaks throughout the day, where when I'm working, I step away from my computer, I go outside into nature, I sit and I ground and I meditate, even if it's 5 to 10 minutes. And that really puts my vibration, it elevates my vibration. Another thing I also do is I have a daily mantra practice. And for me, I really connect to chanting. And it brings me to this state of so much peace. And so I have a teacher who calls mantras as a life jacket. Whenever I encounter something that may take me out of my balance, my life jacket is my mantra practice. So I always go back to that. And as I shared before, I love dancing. I love singing. I love playing my drum. I love going to the beach. I do these things because that's my choice. That's my choice to bring joy into my life and to stay in that elevated frequency of vibration, because only from there am I going to create a world that reflects that reflects the same. So I would like to hear, I see that Luke has his hand up. Luke, I would love to hear your share.
Thank you, Monica. I so completely resonate with the things you were saying. So when when the trouble just started in the Middle East, and I heard people talking about it, I had no idea what they were talking about, because I don't watch the news. Like you said, I don't engage my consciousness in that. But I did in the beginning, just to understand what was going on. So I did a little bit of that. But on a regular basis, I don't, because I agree with you. It's, I don't, for me to have joy, I want to do the things I do to create joy for myself and to give that to the world. So I don't engage in watching the news at all. So I know a little bit of what's going on, and I hear people talking about it, but also the things that I do to create joy in my life. All right, in the morning, I do Qigong and meditation, which brings me so much joy. I have a big smile on my face while I'm doing it. And I also go out into the streets of Olympia, where I live, several times a week, and I help the homeless with food, water, cash, clothing, blankets, and everything. And I do this almost every day, and that gives me a huge amount of joy. Also, in regard to the Middle East, what's going on with Israel and Hamas, this is my feeling about it. And I think when you practice spiritual disciplines, which most of us have been doing for years, we may have a different take on it, and I certainly do. Now, yes, there are in the worlds of human embodiment, there are horrors going on there, and when you read about them, it's just hard to believe that human beings can treat other human beings that way. But when you shift your attention and view it a different way, we realize that every being on this planet, both sides of this conflict, are simultaneously the human embodiment and divine infinite consciousness all at once. There's no separation. And that's true for both sides. So there's hatred going on, and there are horrors going on. But I see both sides as divine consciousness, because that's who we are at the same time that we are human. So that's my take on the whole thing. That's the way I view the world, and even in such instances as what's going on. So thank you.
Thank you, Luke. Yeah, that's so beautiful. I was having a conversation the other day, and it was about the same thing. It was like, we're all here living a human life, but in essence, we are all divine consciousness. We're all one. And so we may not agree with the human acts that are being committed by either side, but when we look beyond that, we realize that they're all love as well. We're all love as well. So thank you for mentioning that. Yeah. Heidi.
What you said, Monica, was so beautiful. And Luke, you too. I completely resonate with what both of you said. And I believe what's playing out right now is within all of us. And we don't want to think about that. We don't want to even imagine that. How could we do that? But like you said, and like Luke said, we're not separate. We're not separate. And I liken it to a detox. So if you've ever participated in the detox, what happens? We're clearing the body of these toxins. And that's what I see playing out on the world stage. We're already in the new earth, but it's like this darkness has to be brought to the light before it can be cleared. So if you've done the detox, you know, you may experience nausea, diarrhea, whatever it is. It's like the toxins are all coming out. And so like you, Monica, it's these daily practices, and they're simple, but they're not easy. I think they are so simple, but we complicate it. We get up here when really it's here. And I had a similar experience recently with kind of this inner child and this wise woman in me. And I saw both of them, and I thought, oh, this wise woman, she gets to look out for the little Heidi. And the little Heidi who just wants to experience joy and play is kind of looking to her like, is it safe? Is it safe? You know? So there's this beautiful expression of the mother within all of us, And so what I do, and I'm actually creating this just for anybody, is an attune kit, an energetic hygiene practice. What can we do on the daily to support our mind, body, and spirit? And it's simple things like cold plunging. When I go in cold water and I can breathe through that discomfort, I can then go out into the world and breathe through anything uncomfortable that may come my way. So yeah, I would just invite all of you to look within. And like Monica, you said, it's a lot of information. There's so much coming at us, but even using a platform like this as medicine, media as medicine, who are you paying attention to out in the world? Who are you giving your time and attention to? And what are you putting out into the world? And I think when we can raise our consciousness in that way, it's so powerful, and it has this beautiful ripple effect. And so, have the audacity to be in your joy despite what's going on. We can see it, know it's there, but then just like, almost like lanterns, shine your light even brighter when we know that there's darkness happening. So thank you. Love you all, and I'm with you.
Love you, Heidi. Thank you. That was so beautiful. Shifra.
Hi. No, what you shared was very beautiful. Thank you for sharing about the immigrant experience. My heart is always with immigrants. And in terms of what brings me joy and practices, I happen to chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. It's a Buddhist chant. I come to my synagogue where I'm there right now. I was listening to a beautiful video of women, Palestinian and Jewish, who were marching, and other women who were marching for peace. I think back in 2016. It's very heartening. I would say I see it a little differently. I agree. I think it's about all of us. I just it still is very heartbreaking as someone who, as many of us have gone through such a level of violence, to see. I feel like the trauma that Jews went through is now being enacted on other people, and I feel like I don't like, I don't look at pictures of horror, but I'm out. I've been out in the streets. That's just me, but I go with a heart full of love, and I attribute a lot of that to this community. I don't feel full of hate. I just, I'm older. I don't have biological children, but kind of like as a mother or grandmother. And I think men can feel that in their own way as fathers or grandpas, to do what we can, like Luke going out and feeding and taking care of homeless people. Um, I don't know. I do find it very heartbreaking because I'm sitting in Somerville and there's no bombs dropping on my head, so it's kind of easy for me to say, oh, it's, release of all this stuff. It's, I might feel differently if I didn't feel that way when other kinds of terrible things were happening to me. So I don't know what to say. I have written a couple of poems, and at some point I would love to share one with all of you about what's happening there and just about having a peace and a love for everyone.
It's beautiful.
And
Thank
I feel like this community has helped me just a lot more to come from my heart. And we don't all have to see this the same way. There's room for more than one perspective. There isn't one right way. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And this is such a beautiful space. And that's why I mentioned in the beginning, it's a place of sharing love and healing. And that's what we're here for. And that's what we love to focus on, just as Dr. Naram and Dr. Clint have done so as well in the book. And I would like to hear from Dr. Stephen.
Great. Thank you so much. I'm at church right now, as you can see.
Love it.
So my peace happens in the woods, and that's where I practice my peace to bring it into the world. So every morning I walk into the woods. I get to see, as you can see, all the leaves changing,
Wow.
water just flowing, no effort. Meet people here with their dogs and their kids. And that's where I get to practice peace. And then I bring it into the world through my touch, through my word, through my love of people. And thank you for everyone here for just keeping this going on, to touch into.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing your video and your experience right now of being in the woods. Diana.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I love this community. I love all of your hearts. I love your stories. I love your beingness. I love being in my heart and checking in. Where am I with anything that's going on? Where am I? Am I in my head? Am I in my heart? And last week, Gary did the thing of breathing in the pain for the world and breathing out the love. I've been practicing that. I love that. And I speak light language. So frequently, I just will speak the light language, or I will sing the light language, and I just bless and ask that all of you all of you find the love that you are, because it just comes out in you. You're already being it. It's fantastic. I love all of you. I'm grateful for all of you. And I say thank you. Thank you from my heart to your heart.
Mm. Thank you, Diana. Wow, that was so beautiful.
You're welcome.
Is there anyone else? I don't see any other hands up.
Monica, this is such a beautiful topic. I love it. Let's go ahead and have,
Oriana.
yeah, Oriana.
Beautiful morning. It's been just awesome listening to all of you. All of you are a reflection of myself. All of you are. And it's so beautiful being a part of this community because, with everything that's going on, again, it's the choice in the morning, the choice during your day. What are you going to embrace? What are you going to hold in your heart? Just all of us being such a light and enforcing that however you can. I mean, it's great. We all do it in different ways. A lot of us in similar ways. I love to wake up in the morning and first thing, just be grateful I'm here and do gratitudes and meditate. And I love Zumba. So I do Zumba dance. I love dance. Dance just, it just puts me out of this world. And I just am so happy with what runs through me. It's like I just so connect to the love of everything in the universe. It's beautiful. And nature, gosh, I love nature. I live out in the wilderness. So I take hikes with my dog in the forest, and it so grounds me. And doing those things for yourself, I feel, are so important because we really are carrying a torch. It's what we focus on, what we want to create here. And, in supporting ourselves in that way, each one of us is a light, and we carry that torch into the world. And that really, truly has such a ripple effect on everything, because the more people that do that, I mean, we're role models for other people. And when they all start doing that, the world lights up and that darkness can just start melting away. And for me, that's the way, and this community as a whole, as we embrace that together, is really quite powerful and amazing. And all of you are amazing, and all of you have that in you, so I just rejoice. And the more we focus on that and the healing, so it is, love you all.
Love you, Ariana. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yep.
Susan.
Monica, I couldn't let the call pass without just saying from my heart of hearts, thank you. That the way that you share and the beauty of the wisdom that you have, and I know that it's hard-earned wisdom. I mean, it's through your experience and your willingness to open up for all of us and let us experience your heart. It's not hearing your heart, you are you give an experience. And I just feel incredibly grateful for the experience this morning. I feel a softening in my own heart and an opening from both your cousin. Wow, what a profound cousin. It must run in your family. Just he's awesome. I mean, that was just a beautiful share. His just the reminder of, what do I really want? And to hear our stories, each of our individual stories about what do we really want, and it's all peace, it's all love. And I really appreciate what Steve said, Dr. Steven said, about all of us showing up means that this can happen. And it matters. It just matters so much. Joe and I were just traveling for a while, and I was really looking forward to coming home to this community and to reconnecting to what the energy and the vibration that we share. So I just want to thank you for the experience of you and your soul and your heart and your beauty, and it makes me, it inspires me to want to deepen all of my practices. So thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Susan.
You're welcome.
Catherine.
Morning, everyone. I was reminded, hearing all of these stories of love, that I woke up this morning and I don't watch the news, I don't have a TV, but occasionally I get the guidance to look at Facebook. And I'm part of a group, it's called the Long Haulers. I'm one of those people who has post-COVID symptoms now for about a year and a half or so or more. In the last few weeks, my symptoms have flared. But the beauty was, you know, one of the things I said to myself before I started to actually feel better was, I said, God, I said, please heal me because I have to help other people. I have so much knowledge and so much wisdom from a life of many trials and tribulations and coming back into the light. And so this person reached out to me privately. One of the things I find is I can't tell the whole truth on some of these platforms because they'll block it and say, no, you can't share that information. So that's been disheartening. But this woman reached out to me asking for help with some of her symptoms and what was going on with her because of something I had shared, I don't know, maybe months ago. And it just feels so, for me, so joyful to know that I can share with a complete stranger I've never seen. I have no idea where she lives, and share my hope, my story, my support, because there are millions of people around the world right now suffering from this, what they call long COVID, and nobody, many people aren't believing them, and many doctors don't have a clue what to do. And to have tools and knowledge and wisdom to share just expands my heart. I came here to be an embodiment of the Divine Mother, the Divine Feminine, because I saw as a child there were no women embodying the Divine Feminine in my life. And so I started my spiritual search back in the mid 80s, and it was like, I have to find the Divine Mother. But little did I know it was inside me. But anyway, it was just such a joy to give to a complete stranger that I have no idea if I'll ever even speak to again. So thank you, everyone.
Oh, thank you, Catherine. I love that you followed your heart to go ahead and share. That's the key. And Renee, did I pronounce that correctly?
You did. Well, I'm in Crete at the moment and really, yeah, just across the street from the sea. And I have been reflecting as I was put in the chat, I'm in this class for how to manifest. And all these people are saying that they want to manifest $1 million by the end of December. And, you know, it's just like, when I'm looking within, it's like the material world has less and less for me, moment by moment, day by day, I guess. And what's come inside my soul is the things of the world are temporal, but the soul is eternal. Where do you choose to put your energy? And I remember before Belle introduced me to this community, it was probably back in May or late April, that I was walking the stupa in Sedona, and many times a week, and I was calling in community and collaboration and belonging. And, you know, miracles happened right after that, and even getting to be on the planning committee for Sedona. And what I see and what I feel about this community is that it really is about guiding us all to back home to the heart. And because we are doing it in a collective way, we are all on a journey that's taking us so deep. And the thing that I love about the breakup groups is, like, I always say, it's like opening a box of chocolates. You never know who you're going to get, you know? And it's so beautiful. But I've actually made wonderful friends that I only meet on the breakout calls. But what's so important about that is that it's always authentic. We're always coming from our heart, and we're always supporting each other. And And that feeling of belonging is so important to all of us, right? And this feeling of coming back home to the heart, and it's not just our heart, it's the collective heart. So I'm so grateful for Dr. Clint for what he's done, for the teachings, and every day, I go out in the water here and I'm doing my what do I want Marma every day, and I'm going, well, what is it that I truly want? Because actually I've been asking for the same thing for 2 years and I'm not any closer, so what is it that is the true alignment with my own purpose and my own soul's calling? And really what comes up first is belonging. So I thank all of you for these moments of belonging and the precious sharing that we all share here.
Ah, that was so beautiful. Thank you. Oh, I love this community so much. Thank you all for sharing your hearts, sharing this space and time together, and coming in our most authentic selves, in the courage of following our hearts and sharing with each other and staying connected, which is so beautiful. And speaking of breakout rooms, we will go into that in a few minutes. I choose to check in with Jaina and Carol about announcements or anything that we have to announce before going into breakout rooms.
Yes, Carol, if Carol is available, that'd be awesome.
Yes, I'll try to recover my mouse from underneath Buster. He's always so helpful when I'm on the computer. He's laying about half across this thing. So I just see if I can change the view to, let's see. Hello, let me see. Spotlight myself. There we go. Okay, so so many things are coming up, and there's still one open slot next month for Taylor Swift and the Ancient Secrets experience in Brazil. If you're interested, all the details are in the beautiful newsletter. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, make that a priority. There's so much information, so many stories, recipes, remedies, information about, and all the links. But the most important thing to say today is until November the 15th, we're giving substantial discounts on the programs that are starting in the first of the year. One of those is Detox, the 7-day delicious detox. It's not hard and it's life-changing. And the cleansing, the health benefits of that are amazing. And it's something that can start your new year with being good to yourself and an expression of self-love. And until the 15th, we have the early bird discount for the 7-day detox starting January the 2nd. And then there's a class that we started this past summer that was really well received. It's called Ancient Secrets 101. It's a place to start to really understand the history, the principles, and the tenets of the Ancient Secrets Siddha Veda lineage, and the book Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer by Dr. Clint G. Rogers. So that also is starting January the 11th, and there is a discount code until November the 15th. So we hope that you'll look at those as a gift of self-love, a gift of love for a friend and family. So consider those if you will. And then we also have another deeper dive. When Dr. Naram was going for his training with his master, he had to come every day for 100 days. Every day he had to come back for his training. So we have 100 days training that's also starting first quarter in 2024. There's also a tour to Nepal. I did that one this past April. It's phenomenal. You get to meet firsthand the orphans that the Ancient Secrets Foundation supports, and it will change your heart, change your life. It's an incredible experience, and there's a few slots left. It's very limited. And then we also have taking people who are interested in the 3-year practitioner training that's also recently opened up. So all this information is available to you in the Ancient Secrets newsletter, and maybe Jaina or someone could stick that little link in there for you. And with that, I say namaskar.
Thank you. I would like to honor Francisco. You have your hand up. You've had it up for a while.
Hello. I just want to be brief. Just want to say, share that, Monica, you are indeed an enlightened being and a blessing to everyone. Since that very short time when through WhatsApp, I manifested my desire to to try to host something so that you guys can come to the Capital District of New York and seeing all that you have shared. May God be bless you and be with you, because you're such an enlightened being to all of us. And also, regarding any Spanish-speaking situations, I'm open to helping whatever I come. I myself came into this country. I know all about immigrants. We've helped a lot of immigrants, how they feel, what are their aspirations. And as we think of other regions in the world and what's going on outside, there's also a lot that's going on in the United States. And how when we are in one accord with each other, flowing energy and thinking and helping us all the way, and that way we help each other. Personally, myself, I'm just, we're still grieving because of the loss of our oldest son, in the same way that Dr. Clint started all this when he wanted to do something regarding when he lost his sister. And the way I'm trying to cope in it is I'm trying to substitute every day non-elevated emotions for elevated emotions, because the thoughts are the language of the brain, of the mind, and feelings are the language of the body. And by all the things that you have already shared with all of us, and Carol and Jaina, and all the experiences, I try to meditate as well, but trying to be a better person. I'm trying to meditate and substitute those bad thoughts for elevated thoughts and elevated emotions, but I won't take more of that time. And thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Francisco. Sending you so much love. I had noticed before that Devananda had his hand up. Devananda, are you still here? And would you still like to share something?
Hi, Monica. Hi. Yes, because this call was about joy, right? So yes, I wanted to share this part. I love all that you said, and everybody said the joy. Ocean brings me joy, a lot of joy. Now I'm in Georgia, far from the ocean, but then the lakes bring me joy, the woods bring me joy. But the joy, really the deepest joy that I feel nowadays is knowing that the ability to feel joy is inside of me, regardless what's going outside. And for example, being playful for me brings me a lot of joy. It brings me joy when I know that I have the ability to hold space for someone that is going through a problem, and I can be at a service for them. It brings me a lot of joy, so knowing that joy is inside of me brings even more joy to me. And I think everyone has that power and ability inside of them. And I wanted to share that. Thank you. Thank you for this call and everyone.
Thank you. Luke?
I wanted to give a plug for our beautiful Ancient Secrets online store. The theme of today is joy, and you can have so much joy by going to the Ancient Secrets online store, where you can get some beautiful, usable things for yourself with imprinted art that's made from people in this community. And every time you purchase something on the store, like these beautiful Ancient Secrets mugs, t-shirts, so many wonderful things with art imprinted on it, you're not only getting something beautiful for yourself, but you're also doing a seva, a service, because the proceeds go to the orphanages in Nepal. So to get to the Ancient Secrets store, you just go to ancientsecretsfoundation.org. That's ancientsecretsfoundation.org. And you press on the shop link on top. And you will get in, you'll have the joy of being in there and looking at all these beautiful things and knowing that if you purchase something, what you purchase, the funds are going to help the orphanage, the kids in the orphanages in Nepal. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Luke. Yes, it's beautiful what we have on the store. Alex.
Morning, everyone. This is Alex from Mount Shasta. Just want to share that Dr. Klein is coming to Mount Shasta. We're going to be on live TV broadcasting to Mexico this coming Thursday. So it's going to be the second time, but he's coming to my place, so we're going to be live to the Spanish community. So just to share that this coming Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, this coming Thursday. So
amazing. And do you have a link for that?
He has the link. I assume she's going to share. It's called Lo de Hoy Morelos. It's in Cuernavaca, Morelos.
Okay.
Venue City in Mexico. So I am every week live there. So Dr. Klein we were together like 3 months ago, and then he's coming back, but we're going to be live here from Mount Shasta. So just to share that with the community.
Amazing. I can't wait to watch it. Gracias, Alex. Amazing. What a beautiful, beautiful call. Oh my goodness. So with that, Jana?
Yes, I asked Robin if she would cue up some music for us so we could go into our hearts before we go into the breakout rooms, if that's okay. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Great. And then, Monica, what question do you want them to contemplate while they're in the breakout room?
I choose to continue the conversation on joy and how this week you're going to choose even more joy into your life and just continue to raise our vibration. What are we going to do to continue to stay in that vibration in order to see and create the love and peace that we are seeking?
That's wonderful. Great. So we'll ask Robin, are you able to cue up that music? And then afterward, it'll just be about 3 minutes. And then as she fades it out, and I want everybody to unmute and say, I love you and I'm with you. And then we'll go into the breakout room. So Robin, are you about ready? Great. Let's rub our hands together. Monica, thank you so much for a beautiful, beautiful Sunday call. I love you and I'm with you.
And I'm with you.
I love you.
I love you, and I'm with you.
I love you. I love you.
You and I'm with you.
I'm with you.
Love you and I'm with you.
You
Thank you,
and I'm
Monica.
with you.
Love you.
Monica, thank you, Jana.
With you and I'm with you.
And I bless you.
I love you
And I'm
and
with
I'm
you.
with
Francis. I love you,
You and I'm
Grace.
with
Love you,
you.
Val.
Hi,
Love you, Stephanie. Love you,
love you and I'm
and I'm
with
with
you.
you.
Love you.
Love you, Charlotte.
I love you. And I'm with you.
Oops.
Love you.
Love
And I'm
you.
with you.
Same,
Love
Charlotte.
you and I'm with you.
I'm with you.
Love you
So
and I'm with you. I
wonderful.
love you and I'm with
Army.
you. I
I
love
love you,
you and I'm with
Shikwa.
you.
Robin, would you like to open the breakout rooms?
Love you,
Well, I thought
Robin.
I was gonna, and then I accidentally looked like I was gonna close it. So I thought, looks like people are going in.
Okay,
Love you. And I'm with
great.
you.
Get any.
I love you and I'm
Hi,
with you.
Lisa.
Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Thank you.
I won't see the breakout rooms. Nothing's come up for me.
I don't
Okay,
see the breakout rooms
let me
either.
see
They're coming.
what,
Oops.
Hi, Sharon.
close all rooms, join. How come some people are, some people have gotten in their room?
You know what? Let's go ahead and close them out and reopen them again. Make sure that the settings are right. And I cannot find the recording. Where's the recording? How do I stop? Oh, there it is. Great.